Hey everybody, it's Hakeem here, and I'm here with game one of Total Control. So let's look at our first opening hand. We got 3 tap lands. We have white and green mana right here. We have green mana right here. All sorts of colors. We got Ground Assault, Rock Swarm Monk, and Traumatic Visions, and we're on the play. So this looks pretty strong. One thing about this deck, you actually have to think about what lands you're putting into play. So I want to get green, and then white, and then I want to play my island on the third turn. So I think I want to play Jungle Shrine into Savage Lands into Island. So yeah, you got to sequence your lands properly with this deck. So I mean, there's a lot of thinking when you're playing this deck. Unfortunately, you know, if that's not what you're into, then it's probably not the deck for you. If you just want to sit down and just jam some dudes like I did last week with Borosaurus. So we picked up a Think Twice. I mean, I could play the island now and cast it, but that means I wouldn't get to play my War Monk on the third turn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Savage Lands like I said, and next turn we'll have a 3/4 lifelinker on the battlefield, which you know, we're playing a control deck, but we're probably gonna start the beatdown. I hope I don't see another island here from my opponent. Corrupt 15. I didn't even mention his name. So we're playing against Corrupt 15, who starts off with Hedron Crab. So he's playing, and he's aiming it at me. So he's playing some type of mill deck. So whenever he plays the land, 3 cards from my library go into my graveyard. I've got Kozilek in the deck, so that'll reshuffle me if he ever hits that card. And he's playing green. So I'm just gonna put the War Monk into play and have a 3/4 and start beating down with that. I mean, it's pretty strange for this deck to be the beatdown here. We lost, what did we lose off that? You know, we lost the Dissolve and a couple of lands, which is, it's not the end of the world. You know, we got a removal spell here. We got a couple of card draw spells and a counter spell when we get to 5, or, you know, we can cycle it to get our 5th land. So Corrupt has, you know, he's played another land now. He's going to mill 3 more on me. We'll check those out now. Now we lost 2 more land and a Ground Assault, so now he's cultivating, and that's going to get him another landfall trigger. And let's see if he's playing any other colors than green and blue. No, it doesn't look like he's playing any other colors. He fetched green and blue. What do we lose this time? 2 more land and a shock. So you know, we've basically got no land left in the deck, which is pretty strange. Picked up a shock. Probably just want to get rid of that. Hedron Crab right now. You know, not that I'm scared of being milled or anything, because I got the Kozilek in here, but it clears the path for me to get in for 3 damage and start beating down. And we've got to Think Twice here, so I mean, I'll definitely be casting this at the end of his turn, try to hit that magical 5th land so we can have Traumatic Visions. Do I have a second green source? I do have a Necropolis, yeah. So if I can untap with 5 land, then yeah, we'll have Counterspell online. So Corrupt now, without his Hedron Crab, I don't know what he's going to do, if mill is his main game plan, or if it's, you know, just something that he's got thrown in there. Who knows? How many cards is he playing? He's got Tome Scour. Well, Tome Scour kind of tells me that mill is his main game plan. So down to 36 left in my library, which is he's not even halfway through it, and you know, he's got nothing on the battlefield. So let's pause the timer here and draw a card. And we pick up an Inspiration, which is good, so even if we don't hit a land drop, we can cast that. I don't have a counterspell online right now, so I'm just going to main phase this because I want to hit my land drop for the turn. And I don't. Well, okay, well, that's probably because most of our land is in the deck. How much is in here anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 land, you know, in the graveyard, 4 on the battlefield, so that's 12. I've got 13 left out of my 32 cards. So he's actually got me constrained a little bit on mana. I'm probably next turn I'm gonna cycle this just so I can get to 5 and cast a Baneslayer on him. Yeah, I don't know what else. Like what else do these mill decks do? You know, so he's got Crab, he's got Scour, he's got Cultivate. Is he playing any big bodies though? Is he playing any big creatures, or is he just playing, you know, the mill cards? Because now he's got 6 land in play. I mean, what does his deck do without a Hedron Crab? You know, that's what, so, God. Still didn't pick up a land, so let's just get in there at him for 3 more. And make it 29 to 11. So I am just going to cycle his Visions here now. We've got the green and white covered. So I'll just go get, well, we've got double red too. I mean, I guess I'll just go get, I'll go get do I have double white? I'm going to go get this. I'm not sure if I have double white, because I want to be able to cast Baneslayer next turn. And I didn't have double white, yeah, so that was the right call. So now I can cast Baneslayer. I don't know if he's playing counter spells or not. You know, maybe that's why he's holding up his mana. So You know, maybe I won't cast the Baneslayer. Maybe I'll just sit here and do nothing until he manages to deal with that Warmonk. Seems like a semi-decent plan. But he's tapping out for Royal Elemental here now, so he's going to play a land and try to take my dude, but I'm certainly going to put a stop to that here right now. I don't know if he has a Vapor Snag to bring that back to his hand. But just kill the Royal Elemental in response and nothing happens. And he's basically tapped out, so I am going to go for the Baneslayer. So here's Royal Elemental. I think it's a terrible card in this metagame. 6 mana for a 3/2 flyer. And you can read the landfall there, so the land comes into play and you get to take control of an opposing creature. But as soon as you lose the elemental, you know, control reverts back. So, I mean, Shock is such a common card in this metagame, and so running a 6 mana card that dies to it, you know, it opens you up to all sorts of blowouts in combat, you know, when your opponent removes the Royal Elemental in the middle of combat, and all of a sudden his creatures come back. So, now what did he play? He's got a creature on the battlefield. It's a Cloudfin Raptor. So it's a 0/1 flyer with Evolve, so when he plays bigger creatures, this creature will get counters on it. And he's just going to take the damage, so I guess he got something to evolve it with. I'm going to slap a Baneslayer down and say deal with that, because now I've got enough power on the board to kill him. I mean, he could be playing Palaka Worm in his deck, I guess. I mean, he's on 7 mana, he's got the 3 green that he needs. 7/7 Trampler and 7 life would be pretty good for him right about now. But still got the Baneslayer. So now he's playing a Michaeloth. Okay. So I'm assuming he's just going to eat the Cloudfin. Yeah. And oh, he's got black mana in his deck. So didn't he cultivate earlier? He did. He did cultivate earlier. So why didn't he go get black? Anyway, I'll show you Michaeloth. It's a 4/4 at base. You can't see it there now. But Devour 2 means that you sacrifice a creature when it enters the battlefield, and it gets 2+1/+1 counters. So that's why it's a 6/6. And he gets a Sapperling at the beginning of his upkeep for every counter. So he's got 2 counters on it right now. So at the beginning of his upkeep, he will get 2 Sapperlings. But I'm just going to swing at him right here. And I'm going to save my Ground Assault. I'm going to hope he blocks the... Yeah, right there. He could have a counterspell, I suppose. How many red sources do I have? I still have another red source, but I want to keep green mana open, and I don't know if I can. No, my red and green are on the same land, so I don't think there's a way I can spend all my mana this turn. Just looking at the combination there now. No. No, there isn't. So we'll just do this. See if he's playing counterspells. No, his Michaeloth is exiled, so goodbye. Save the Ground Assault for another. He's assassinating my Baneslayer Angel. That's annoying. Okay, but he's down to 2 cards in hand. He's on 3 life. I guess I should have just Ground Assaulted this dude. I would have won with the Faith Mender, not Faith Mender. I'm sorry, the Rock Warmonk this turn. All right, well let's just play Seaside Citadel. Now we've got a counterspell online, a couple of draw spells. I guess we're gonna go to Kozilek as Plan B. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. He's playing Military Intelligence. That doesn't bother me at all. That lets him draw cards when he attacks with 2 or more creatures. But he doesn't have any creatures. So at the end of his turn, we'll draw a card. See if it's an inspiration. It's not, so then we'll draw another card. And it's a land. So let's just play Necropolis, pass it over to him. We've now got 8 mana in play with 1 in hand, and I can flash back both of these Think Twices here. So he's still not doing anything, so we're going to draw 2 more cards here. Alright, here we go. Try to get to that magical 10 mana mark, or we'll just Banefire him. Yep, that's the game. We need to play land, but we are going to go to the top with it because he could have some instant speed life gain. Not sure if he could in these colors, there is a green card actually. No, just Banefire for 7 gets the game. So yeah, that's total control. That's game 1. I think what I'm going to do though is try and move on to a game 2 because still even playing a control deck, it's only at 9 minutes and that guy's deck wasn't really properly tuned or anything. So let's oh well, we got Ninja Muffin 420. I tell you, the amount of gamer tags out there with 420 on the end. I mean, am I just playing against a bunch of stoners all the time? I mean, I have no idea. Okay, looking at the artwork, I also don't know what that card is. So I mean, the last time I asked, everyone let me know that Dragon was a Bogardan Hellkite. So pop in, let me know who that guy is, because he looks pretty badass. He's creating some kind of wormhole or something right there. KTTK, I'd love to have a game, but I'm in the middle of recording right now, so I'm not gonna leave a Ninja Muffin hanging. I'm on the play. I got 4 land. We've got green and white mana in addition to all blue and red, but only one source, or one card, so I can't cast a War Monk if I draw it. But I've got 4 mana. I've got an Inspiration and a Ground Assault if I need it. So yeah, I'm going to keep that on the play. Going to play my Seaside Citadel first because it has green mana on it, and then I'll probably play basic Mountain if I think I need a Ground Assault, or a Gate if I don't. So Ninja Muffin is playing 72 cards. He starts off with Mountain, so he could be playing the Goblin aggro deck. That would be a little bit of a test for a control deck, but he doesn't put anything down. So we'll just see, we got the War Monk, but without any way to cast the green and the white off the same source. I can't cast it yet, so I could really use Traumatic Visions. Could really use the Visions right now. Either that or a basic Plains or a basic Forest, or one of my 5 other tap lands that have white and green on it. Actually, no, there's 7 more tri-lands. How many tri-lands do I have? 5. 2 more Citadels, 3 more Jungle Shrines, and 1 each of Savage Lands and Arcane Sanctum. So yeah, there's a few outs in there. Oh, there's a Traumatic Visions. That's really good. So we'll play the second red source, and at the end of the turn, I'm gonna fetch for white. When you get one of these green-white lands into play, and you have a Visions with this deck, you always want to fetch for white mana, because you only ever need 1 single green unless you want to cast War Monk and Ground Assault on the same turn. But getting the double white is going to allow you to cast Baneslayer, so the double white is pretty important. So let's just cycle this for Plains here now. My opponent is I haven't been talking about him at all, because he's not doing anything. He's just playing Groll, do nothing. So I'm okay with that. So I'm going to play the War Monk. I'm not too worried about holding up Dissolve a lot of times, in the early game, because we have the Ground Assault to take care of anything nasty that he resolves. So another thing I'll tell you about this deck: you only counter the spells that you can't remove. This deck has a lot of Ground Assaults, Angelic Edicts, and stuff that can take care of nice problematic opposing permanents. So you want to let all that stuff resolve and then kill it, and save your dissolves for the spells that really matter, like if someone tries to put down an Obelisk on you. So my opponent's played a Grazing Gladeheart. It's 3 mana 2/2, and it gains 2 life every time he plays a land. So I'm not particularly scared of that guy. I'm not too worried about his life total at this stage of the game. I just wanna get control of the game and win inevitably once I've got control. So I'm just gonna swing on into that and gain 3 life, whether he blocks or not. I've got the Inspiration up now. And I've got a counterspell in case he comes back with anything particularly scary. And if it's something scary that I can kill, I won't counter it. I'll just Ground Assault it. So he's moving up. He's moving up the ladder now. So he's gained 2 more life. He's got 5 mana. He's in Arbor Colossus range, but I'll have a 6 land next turn, so I can just pop that if that's what he lays. So he's playing Hunter's Prowess. So I'm gonna have to counter this actually. So that's going to let him draw 5 cards, and I can't have that. So we're going to dissolve that. I'll show you the prowess now in a minute. Angelic Edict, yeah, I'll take that. I got a land drop for next turn, so I'll take that for sure in case he's playing a lot of green symbols in his deck, a lot of forests. So Terra Stomper is an uncounterable 8/8, and Angelic Edict is one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I'm playing Angelic Edict in the deck. So to have that on top against green is pretty good. So now I'm just going to put the land in play and show you that Hunter's Prowess. Yeah, it gives a creature +3/+3 and trample, and whenever it deals combat damage, draw that many cards. So he would have had a 5/5 hitting me. He would have dealt 5 damage to me and drawn 5 cards. So I wasn't too worried about the 5 damage since I'm on 21 and I'm gaining 3 life every turn. 5 damage is something that I can take, but seeing my opponent draw 5 cards is a little bit too much advantage for my liking. So I'm on 6 mana, but I don't cast the Obelisk on 6 mana because I want to be able to use it on the same turn that I cast it. So I'm just going to hold on to that, and I'm going to keep up this Inspiration and draw 2 cards at the end of the turn. So it doesn't matter what creature he resolves here now. I've got a removal spell for it, and I've got the Ground Assault. Obviously, if it's something with 6 toughness or less. So with a draw spell and 2 good removal spells and an Obelisk plus a Rocks on board, I'm feeling pretty good. He's only hitting me for 2 every turn, but I'm gaining 3, so you know I'm netting a gain of 1, whereas he's gaining 2 per turn if he hits a land, and I'm hitting him for 3, so I'm actually knocking him down. So we'll just take 2 cards here, and they are 2 lands, which is not bad because we can just play the tap land right now into basic, and then we'll have an obelisk and play with 8 mana. So let's just play the jungle shrine and get in for 3 more. We also, do we have any black mana yet? No. I think there's only 5 sources of black mana in the deck. You know, and the only use for it is the cycling on thunder and the black mode of obelisk. So we thought about putting a swamp in here to fetch out with what's the name of the card? To fetch out with traumatic visions, but we just decided that drawing a basic swamp would feel absolutely horrible because you can't cast any of your spells with it. So we just let it go. Now my opponent's tapping out for a meteorite. So that's it's like a Darksteel Ingot, costs 5 mana, but you get to do 2 damage. Okay, you're not going to kill my War Monk. I guess you're just going to deal 2 in my face. So that's not the greatest card in the world. 5 mana for a shock and an ingot. I mean, it's not terrible in an artifact deck. Maybe if you're playing Ethereum Sculptor or something. But as is, in his deck, it's I mean it's ramp. I guess it's ramp once you've already gotten to 5 mana. So I don't. Anyways, I don't like the card, but whatever he wants to put in his deck, that's up to him. So he hit me for 2 off the meteorite, and he's hitting me for 2 more now. So I'm down to 21. Not going to bother killing that 2/2 because it's just not doing anything. It's just sitting there chilling out. So now I'm going to put the basic forest into play because I've got a ton of red mana on the battlefield anyway. So I like having all my different land types on the battlefield. So I'm just going to swing here, and I wonder, can I keep all my colors of mana open? I don't have any black, so I guess I'll just keep a citadel and a jungle shrine up when I play this obelisk. And that'll give me access to the 4 modes that I want to. Okay. All right, so now we got an obelisk online. We can gain 5 life every turn. We can filter out our cards. We can shoot 3 damage at his face, and we can give something +4/+4. So that's really good. So if he goes for Hunter's Prowess, oh, I don't have black. Never mind. If I had black mana and he had Hunter's Prowess, I could just kill the Gladeheart in response. So now he's tapping out for Terra Stomper. See, this guy is an uncounterable 8/8 with trample. So that's kind of what I talked about here with this card being able to remove a Terra Stomper for just 5 mana, because Ground Assault often doesn't catch up with it. Now I do have 8 lands in play now, so it's not a big deal. But a Cultivate into a turn 5 Stomper is a pretty real problem for this deck, and it's kind of why Angelic Edict is in here. The upside against other enchantments and stuff is just well, that's what it is. It's upside. So he's tapped out. No, he's still got 1 mana, I suppose. So what mode do I want to use right now? Do I want to gain 5 life? Not really. I got a lot. Do I want to cycle? No. Do I want to? I'll just deal 3 damage to him. I mean, there's nothing else particularly exciting that I want to do. So let's just start burning them out and untap, and then let's exile his dude. So that way we can get through with our War Monk. The question is, do I want to pump it up +4/+4? I mean, nah. If it would kill him, I would, but I'd rather just hold this open in case he does something. Like another Hunter's Prowess, I can remove his Gladeheart in response. So, just gonna hang on to the Ground Assault. And yeah, he's got 7 mana. I suppose he's in Palaka Worm range here now, because his Meteorite taps for any color. I think it taps for any color. Yep, taps for any color. Well, he's got 4 force anyway, but he's he's got 7 mana. He's got some haymakers that he could be casting, but it felt really good to exile that Stomper. Felt really good, actually. So now my opponent is playing Naturalized, so he's going to go after my Obelisk, obviously. So I'm just going to hit him for 3 more, I guess. I don't need the life. I'm on 25. Yeah, let's just hit him for 3 more while I got the opportunity. My Thunder Shields are down now. But if he taps out and swings at me, he's probably just going to be dead. Because I'll hit him for 3, and I've got Resounding Thunder. So, does he have Double Shock here? Because that'd be pretty decent if he had Double Shock. Shock Anger. Okay, so he's just exiling the whole board, but he's down to 2 cards in his hand. So he managed to answer everything that was on my board. So, good job to him there. But I picked up a Think Twice. I'm on how much mana? I think I'm on 10. Yeah, I'm on 10. Still no black mana in play, but I can cast a Think Twice and flash it back next turn, and you know anything he resolves is gonna bite the dust pretty quickly. He's only on 5 life, but he's at 8 mana. Playing Warstorm Surge. Okay, it's a 6 mana enchantment, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under his control, it deals damage equal to its power to a target creature or player, being me. So I'm just going to draw a couple of cards here now. There's one. It's a Banefire, so the game's over. Yeah, I don't need to draw another spell. I get the Banefire. And let's just untap Banefire. I'm going to go to the max. You know, just never take your foot off the gas pedal. Sometimes your opponent has instant speed, life gain, or something like that. I mean, it's very unlikely that he has it here, but just you know, whenever you got a Banefire, just jam it to the max. Don't try to be cute, because every now and then it'll backfire on you. Your opponent will have a play, and you won't realize. So, anyways, that's day 1 of Total Control. I hope you enjoyed the games, and you know, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.